And we're going to go start at verse 15. Again, I'm reading the Amplified. Exercise foresight and be on the watch to look after one another, to see that no one falls back from and fails to secure God's grace, his unmerited favor and spiritual blessing, in order that no root of resentment shoots forth and causes trouble and bitter torment, and the many become contaminated and defiled by it. Verse 16, that no one may become guilty of sexual vice or become profane, godless, and sacrilegious person, as Esau did. He's describing Esau as profane, godless, and sacrilegious, who sold his own birthright for a single meal. For you understand that later on, when he wanted to regain title to his inheritance of the blessing, he was rejected, disqualified, and set aside. For he could find no opportunity to repair by repentance what he had done, no chance to recall the choice he had made, although he sought for it carefully with bitter tears. And this is one of those passages where I feel like some people would say, well, like, see, what's wrong with God? He totally should have restored it to him. He was sorry. But we have to understand that, it's God's kingdom, and it's his kingdom principles. And this is where I think sometimes the grace message can go a little haywire, is because you've got to acknowledge that there are going to be consequences for your decisions, whether they're great, spiritual growth consequences, or they're negative consequences. And, God isn't, he's not, double-minded. He's not, flippant. I mean, he provides all of us a way of escape when we are tempted. And we need to take our choices seriously and honor him. It's not because of a works mentality. It's because of a heart to love him and to serve him and to bring him glory through all that you do. Even when you fail and you're honest and you take responsibility for it, he's glorified because you grow. Because other people see you respond in a Jesus way in the middle of a hard situation, instead of hardening down and trying to justify it and make excuses for yourself. So, Esau had a reputation here because this was a very serious situation. It goes so far beyond the fact that he was hungry and he wanted this stew. Because this is talking about us. I started in 15 for a reason, because it talks about us helping one another. We don't help one another when we're the wrecking ball and we're playing favorites with people. And, I'm going to tell you, we are drawn to play favorites out of our flesh, and who we normally choose to favor are going to be people like us, because they're easy, right? We have people that we enjoy being around more than other people, and it's usually the people who are like us because they're less work. When you're around somebody a lot, and it's always a disagreement or a debate or something like that, it can be exhausting. So it's really about not playing favorites with people, no matter whether they're easy for you, hard for you. We're going to go to another passage in the New Testament where there was favorites that were being played based on people's economic status. Like they were allowed to sit in the front of the church if they had better clothing, and they were treated better if they had more money to give, and those types of things. We see all of those things still happening to this day. There's been studies that people who are considered more attractive by, I don't know who, I guess there are beautiful people police somewhere in the world, doing a study that people that are considered beautiful people, I'm talking about physical beauty, are supposed to have it easier in life. And I don't mean that they don't go through hardships and things like that, but as far as people liking them and, being accepted as a leader, these types of things just come more naturally than other people. And it's because when you've heard the expression, they're easy on the eye. It's just like if somebody is more like you in personality, they're easier on you. If you're a very quiet person, you may not be comfortable around somebody who's really loud. just, you know, they might make you nervous or something like that, or vice versa, or whatever it might be. Oftentimes I find that the core of favoritism is fear. So you favor people that you're comfortable with, and you are biased in a negative way toward people who you fear or you don't understand.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. So how are you supposed to get to understand them, or get to know them, or represent Christ to them if you just do this? You know, I don't understand. I don't get that. I say that I don't know how many times a day. I'll be like looking at a situation or something, and I'll be like, I just don't get that. But I have accepted the fact that I don't get a lot of stuff. I talk to God. God probably hears it more than, well, he hears me every time I think it or say it, but I always tell God that I don't understand. I was talking